Put your mouth on me.
No foreplay, man.
Oh God, that's not how we start this podcast.
We bike.
Yeah, fresh ass yelling into the mic. People like clutching, turning their volume down right now.
I'm sorry. Well, you know, it's one of my favorite Eddie Murphy songs. Put your mouth on
The
me.
fact that you reference favorite Eddie Murphy and songs in the same sentence is a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
it's
you know.
cool, but it's really too much music to just be listening to Eddie Murphy. Like, you gotta listen to that when you're in the mood for comedy.
Yeah, but you know, like, I'm a Dusties man myself. I listen to a lot of 80s R&B. And Eddie's right up there at the
That
top
don't
with
count.
Johnny
That
Gill.
don't count as a Dusty. You know what?
He right
All
at the
right, so
top
we
up
about
there
to
with
move
Johnny
on.
Gill.
So, man, let's hurry up because I don't have time to talk about Eddie fucking Murphy R&B.
Not
career.
tonight.
Like, I'd rather talk about his cocaine career.
Yes.
Yes.
I just seen a picture with him in Vanity. Like, this nigga's really out here living, baby.
Well, fellas, it's been a long time.
Been a long time.
A lot of shit been going down.
A lot of shit. I'm starting to feel like we only come around once a month like Wick. I'm starting to feel like a fucking can of Juicy Juice or a box of King vitamins.
The link re-up. But, you know, your favorite urban commentators are back
Yes.
for a round of lively discussion with the most current of events.
Current of events.
Let's dive right into it. Biggest event that happened recently is the guilty conviction of Jason Van Dyke,
Jason Van Dyke.
a.k.a. Trigger Happy RoboCop,
A.K.A. Elliot Nestle.
a.k.a.
Happy bitch.
Fuck nigga.
Giddy up now. This bitch might pap pap.
So, as we all know, leading up to it, you know, I like to say that the stress of being black in America really highlighted on Friday afternoon because we had Jason Van Dyke on trial for murder.
Yes.
And video is there. His testimony pretty much shot himself in the foot.
Oh,
The
damn.
eyewitness testimony was pretty damning
Yep.
from what I read. And with all that,
Even still.
at 1:45, when we got the announcement that the verdict was coming, from 1:45 to 1:55, because it was supposed to come out at 1:45, but they dragged it out 10 more minutes.
Yeah,
Every
like-
black person I know was nervous as shit because there wasn't too much faith that the verdict was going to come out in the favor that it did.
Cause baby.
Go ahead, speak on the fresh.
Because when that judge started talking and started ad-libbing and talking about thank you everyone and jury, you've been great throughout the process and
I'm like, man, this is not first Sunday, bro. Just
Right, just say it.
what we here for.
But I told people you gotta understand when it's a high profile case like that, these judges and lawyers they try to lead a mark because they want to be around for other high profile cases, and then he get to telling people in the crowd. Look at me. I'm sorry. Getting to telling people in the courtroom like, yeah, at the end of the verdict, anyone who yells out will be arrested or anything. If you feel like you can't handle it, please leave out now. So when he's saying all this, I'm like, well, blacks, we done lost again. He's already given a disclaimer of y'all get rowdy your asses is getting locked up.
You know, I'm already pressing Control Alt Delete on my computer, just ready to log the fuck off work.
I definitely was shaking because I had the stream going in the teacher's lounge. You know, I had put up my mop bucket and let everybody watch it on my phone. And man, I was shaking. I told them, Joe, y'all got to lean this up against a can of pop or something, Joe, because I was shaking because I was like, I know where this is going, bro.
No, I know. I was shaking. For some reason, the TV by my desk at work, they didn't change the channel, so I'm literally following it on Twitter, and my coworkers are asking me what's going on. I'm like, nothing yet, and I'm just sitting there like nervous, head hurting. I'm already trying to plot me and my baby's escape route back to the South Side on Friday.
I was worried about you being downtown,
man, because I went. So for those of you who are not in Chicago, this trial obviously was happening in Chicago, and so the prosecution and defense wrapped up their cases on Thursday and then went to the jury. So people were kind of feeling like if it doesn't happen quickly Thursday, that either it was going to happen on Friday or it was going to happen Monday, because Sunday was a Chicago Marathon.
Exactly.
So for anybody who got any bit of juice within the city of Chicago, people start getting text messages around 12:15, 12:30, like, yo, if you downtown, go home. Verdict coming in around 2. So, for those of you all who know, I work in the heart of downtown, the Loop.
The heart.
So I said, I got the text message. Of course, my job is slow with these things. No email went out that we could leave early or whatever. So I said, let me go to lunch now and grab some quick and bring it back to my desk so I won't miss no emails. When I tell you, walking for 10 minutes around downtown, it felt like a ghost town. It felt so eerie. Like, it felt like, those movies where, a big war is about to happen. It felt right before the Battle of the Bastards. if my Game of Thrones people.
Yes.
When Jon Snow met up with my man Ramsay in the middle of the field. They were just talking cash money shit to each other. It felt that quiet and eerie. So
it definitely was that type of vibe. And the divide amongst, people, because even at my job, you can see it on certain teachers' face, like, meh, and then a lot of people, like, we have precautions, for the kids. We're going to be on lockdown, and if we're going to be on lockdown, no matter what the verdict is, just in case we're going to prepare ourselves. But certain people, like, I don't know how this affects this school all the way over here. And I'm thinking to myself, how dumb could you possibly be to say you don't know how this affects a black school over here? Like, dog, it's crazy. Dion, what was your feelings on this, man?
I didn't have any.
Okay.
Because from the start of the incident, like, my attention that I gave this has been so small and minuscule. And of course that was by design. But yeah, I honestly removed all feeling and emotion from this because I know where it could take me, and it was too close. Like, it was too close. So, to be honest, I wasn't following the trial. And anybody who know me, that's unlike me. I didn't follow the trial. I didn't know they was gonna reach a verdict. The only reason I knew because people talk about it in the group me inadvertently. I avoided everything about it. And then, I got some not weird stuff, but I'm running some software on my phone, like a beta. So now I don't get Facebook notifications right now.
Right.
So that's kind of letting me not log into Facebook as much. So I wasn't seeing that at all. Like, I wasn't seeing anything. And then even after it came down, I still, like, I turned it on that day though. Like, right at that time, I turned it on for the guilty verdict. Because I got the, like, DirecTV Now app on my phone. I seen it and I turned it off, like, right after that. To be honest, I literally just didn't feel anything. I didn't want to feel anything. I felt for sure that he was going to walk away from this scot-free.
Man,
the feeling that I even have afterwards is like, people are excited. I'm like, I won't be excited until
sentencing. Let's see how he gets sentenced.
Until sentence, because if they come back and he's sentenced and they say he doing, I don't think he's gonna get probation. I mean, but like I said, if they say he on probation or he gonna do 5 years plus parole or something like that, then that's gonna take me to a place. I would even rather still be tuned out. And I have a lot of feelings kind of about the case in terms of outside of the actual killing and murder, because to me, Chicago has had such an interesting reaction to this, because it's all been, we've been in a weird way running around here blaming everybody for this. We've been blaming, Rom, we've been blaming all types of, your local politicians. Everybody feel like they want everybody out for this, and it's just super bizarre. So I feel like, it was just something for me to not pay attention to. So, I like I said, I applaud the people.
I tried to stay away from, but the last 2 weeks I got sucked in, unfortunately. But because man, it puts a stress on you that it's unwarranted. It's man, it's a lot.
It's definitely a lot,
especially when like you said, like, we're all feeling like he's going to get off, no matter what. Like, and the fact that, like, even like if you follow the trial, like his testimony while he's testifying, and the video is playing, and he's steady trying to lie. Like, I shot at him 13 more times because he still had the knife in his hand. I thought he was going to get up. Oh, because you think this nigga is fucking Jason.
So
Michael Myers, if you will.
So
fuck out of here, like.
So I'm speaking with a police officer who shall remain nameless, but I'll just say he's not black. And he was telling me the way that they are taught is, they shoot to put down. There's no shooting in the leg, shooting in the arm. When they shoot you, they trying to put you down or whatever. He was like, now he has no problem with the first 5 shots. He said, but the shots when he was on the ground, those were kind of like overkill or whatever, or too much, because he said, but if he had a gun, Dyke would have got off like easily, like no questions asked. He said, because if you have a gun and you move at it and you're moving at all, police are taught to keep shooting. So he said by him having a knife, he was supposed to just, once he was down, kick the knife out of his hand or something like that. But he said if it was a gun, he's supposed to keep shooting. So I'm like, man, that's just wild to me that even,
That's funny that they state that's their policy, but yet white people get shoot to wound when they in confrontation with the police.
They don't even get shot.
Day.
They don't even get shot.
Right. They get negotiated with.
Yeah, just come on out.
Listen, this has been addressed so many times, and I always say this goes back to, one of my favorite movies, old black and white movie. I always bring it up to reference anything. Old black and white movie called Birth of a Nation. Mm-hmm. If you ever watch it, it's, like I said, it's a phenomenal movie because it's the same exact thing that's happening right now. And this movie, now mind you, this movie was a blockbuster. Mm-hmm. Presidents praise this movie, and it's a movie where there's a guy who's called the mulatto, who's played by a white man in blackface, kind of like blackface to make him look like a mulatto. And the mulatto was like bigger than everybody. He's in the movie, of course, perceived as a mixed black man. I think there's like part of the thing is, he's just kind of overpowered everybody. Like they don't feel like he could die when he so he goes to touch a white woman and she like literally dives off of a cliff to her death.
What?
And then eventually, so it's like she didn't want the mulatto to touch her, and then essentially what ends up happening is like there's a big like witch hunt for the mulatto. Like these people are coming to like kill the mulatto. Mm-hmm. And of course they kill him, and it really speaks on society's fear of the black man. Mm-hmm. But at the time, they took it as like, yeah, the black man is so dangerous. It's what must be done to him. The reason why I say that's still so relevant and prevalent is just because it's the same thing now. Even if fast forward to a documentary I watched on Netflix about policing that was excellent because it had police speaking on it. So you had white police who voted for Trump on the force. It's based in Flint, Michigan. So white police on the force who really they die-hard Trump heads. So it was taking place during the election. So the police force is divided because the chief is black. White officers who feel like they can't get ahead, they feel like they being cheated, and you got black officers. And the black officers is like, yo, it's just simple because he's like, when it comes to people of color, police never reevaluate the threat. He was like, and you're always supposed to reevaluate the threat. He's like, but when it comes to people of color, you don't reevaluate. They don't. He's like, cops don't reevaluate the threat.
And that's all true.
Which is just all true, and that's just what we constantly see. So even after the first 5 shots, this cop didn't reevaluate the threat. He said, he's going in the dirt.
Yeah.
Period.
That's all he was thinking.
And that's what we constantly see around the country, and that's what we constantly see. And I said something about just policing in general that I really believe, because still I know people that are police officers that are people of color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As we all.
And I don't want them to take this as me calling them out or expecting any action, because to be honest, I don't expect it at this point. But none of them came out and said his actions were wrong. Not even on a private Facebook.
No.
Nothing.
Not even in a group me. Not even on a IG story. Nobody says anything. So what I'm convinced happened, happens to all police is that when you go to that academy, the first 2 weeks, they got you in winter soldier training, reading shit to you in Russian. They got the little
November,
right? November 7, right? They got the little cap on your head. They send electrical waves, and eventually, like, you know, you come back to some semblance of who you are, but that real, like, part that you need is gone, because I feel like they telling you that everything is about survival and everything is damn near out to get you, and like, you know, yeah, you policing, but you killing shit. Maybe I'm a little biased because I got pulled over on the way over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's hot over here. Like, it's hot as fuck right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, I literally got pulled over. Cops like, what are you doing? He asked for my license. I already know he ran my plate. He's like, what you doing over here? Like, first off, you seen my name when you ran my plate.
Right.
I'm black.
Right.
I live in the south suburbs. So, you know, I was not born and raised there because you also saw my age, motherfucker. Like, this is where I'm from.
But he also saw you was in a neighborhood where 78% of the houses have newspaper on their windows. So,
and mind you, I'm looking at random.
Not too fucking much, though.
I'm looking at illegal shit happening. I feel like left and right outside my window. You're like, nah, I'm pulling this thing over. You know, you want to take a look at the podcast equipment, all types of monkey shit, man. So it's like, you know, granted, you know, this officer, I think he was either white or Latino, but, you know, after that, he was like, you know, he let me go. But, you know, it's like, just the way the police are, I don't see these things getting better. I can. Here's what I can tell you about Chicago. I will say, and I'll live and die by this. Our police force is kind of fucked up, but it's a reflection of the people. Mm-hmm. It's a reflection of the people. It's a reflection of what we allow and what we hire. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Who's in charge? You know, we got this motherfucker Eddie Johnson.
Eddie motherfucking Johnson.
Eddie Johnson gonna do anything to keep that check coming. I feel like all kind of shit gonna come out on Eddie Johnson when this shit all done. You know, all types of shit, man.
And it's just crazy that you speak on that, because like the same officer I was talking to, he was like, this is a lose-lose case. And I'm like, how you figure? He was like, because if he's found not guilty, you know, riots can occur. And if he's found guilty, then me as a police, I'm done. I'm like, you're done? What you mean? I'm not chasing anyone's car. I'm not chasing anyone's car. I'm not chasing anyone. I'm not doing anything where I gotta exert force. I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, so you gonna change the way you police because someone's found guilty of, you know, misconduct? And he was basically saying that, like, I'm like, he told me that it was overkill, him shooting him. But you also, you know, going against that statement, you contradicting yourself when you said you done policing if he's found guilty. So I didn't understand that. So I just was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go upstairs and vacuum a carpet or something. Yeah,
because they was all, because essentially they all are. That was him telling you, hey, I do shit sometimes.
I do shit.
I do shit sometimes that can be taken the wrong way. And whatever, man. Fuck him. Like,
yeah, and that's the case. Like, I got into it with this guy on Facebook, you know, right before I left. He was a cop, and he said something about they said they're gonna have to start writing down, making note of whenever they draw their gun and point it at someone. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he snapped. He like, man, pretty soon, I'm gonna have to write down when I take a piss at work or something. I'm like, but you don't understand why these precautions are being taken. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, even if you're not the cop, you are a cop that's part of this system that's perpetuating. You know what I'm saying?
You know, they wouldn't have
this culture.
They wouldn't have to write when they pull their gun out. They just told on each other. Same thing they tell us in our community.
Right. If they literally if they just told on each other, kept their body cams on when they were supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, all types of shit like that. But, you know, hey, whatever.
Right.
If you talk to the police,
mm-hmm. Fuck 12.
Fuck dude.
Fuck 12. And they wonder why that is the sentiment.
Yeah, I mean,
they definitely be like, man, what? Like, yeah,
this nigga Drew Brees really got down there 72,000 yards for his career.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's Warren Moon type shit.
But yeah, enough of that.
On a higher note.
On a higher note.
Yeah, I haven't had a drink in over a month. On a higher note.
I
feel good.
That's good. That's good for you,
I
Fresh.
feel free. Let's try love, Ant.
Speaking of let's try love.
Let's try love, Ant.
bring that nigga up, like,
y'all boy Kanye. This is the last time we had a podcast. He's done some interesting things, to say the least.
I'm so sick of this nigga.
Yeah. So anyone want to?
I mean, it's so much. It's like
It's so much. It's like, first off, listen, out of all the rankings of the people that I want to fight,
He's moving up the power rankings.
I think he about number one for me. I really think some people need their ass kicked to get back to where they're supposed to be.
Man, an ass whooping could solve so many problems for so many people.
I will tell you this. I'm gonna just give a brief list in case people forgot all the shit that he's done.
We're listening.
So, one, he's trying to arrange a meeting between Donald Trump and Colin Kaepernick.
stupidity.
He says that he wants to amend the 13th Amendment.
Stupidity.
He's wearing the MAGA hat again, and says that the MAGA hat is love because he put his own bill on there.
And he fixed the brim.
He fixed the brim.
Stupid
So now
bitch.
it's a love hat. He also said that he's never leaving Chicago.
Never leaving Chicago. Building a factory.
Never
Yeah.
leaving Chicago. Building a factory. Even though he just bought 300 acres in Calabasas, he said here. So Yeezy's gonna be here. He's also apparently gonna put a Yeezy factory
On Wabash.
in Inglewood, California as well.
To appease the Crips.
Right. Then he said he's going to Africa to finish his album. He admitted to being off his medication. He said that people on Saturday Night Live bullied him for wearing the MAGA hat. Mm-hmm. He also made a video telling Nick Cannon, Drake, and Tyson Beckford keep his wife's name out of his mouth.
I get some credit from you.
He also said that he is. It was one last thing. One last thing. I forgot. Damn.
He gave.
He was getting bullied.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
No, he gave Kim K.
Yes, he gave Kim Kardashian ownership in Yeezy because
buddy.
somebody, a company, it might be, but a company offered her $1 million for an Instagram post in their clothes. And when he heard about it, she thought about taking it. That's how you know that's how you know what kind of person she is. Mm-hmm. She thought about taking it, even though the company is known to knock off Yeezy. She thought about taking it like, fuck it, it's their chop. And then essentially that motherfucker said, in order to stop, I'm going to, like I said, he gave her ownership in Yeezy. So, yeah.
Well, it's time to bring our local Kanye defender, Douglas Monroe.
I have nothing. You have not seen me put on no cape. You have not hear me say, no, we hearing him wrong, or none of that. There has been no caping. Kanye is on his own. When he went to Saturday Night Live, I'm like, okay, this okay. He did a little song with Tiana. I'm like, all right, cool, go home. Like, that's it. But then he just had to do the rant afterward. He held everyone hostage on national TV. I'm just not with it, man. And I felt like we was making so much traction. Like, we was doing good.
You definitely was on your parade. Like,
yes.
Like,
yeah,
what if Kanye comes back? Well, what y'all gonna say? We like, let's see what he do, Douglas.
Let's see what he do. And sure as shit stink. He reverted back on me, Joe. But I mean, if Yandy ever come out, I'm still gonna listen to it. But he's no longer in my top 3 people right now. And that's a lot for me to take Kanye out of my top 3 people. Stunning. That's a lot. That's a lot.
What really broke Douglas was He came at LeBron.
Yeah.
He came at LeBron.
Yeah.
And once we got wind of that,
the jig is up.
The jig is up.
The jig is up. You do not.
Fred said no more.
No more. No more.
The nigga who left Chicago said LeBron should have never left Cleveland.
Now, see, and we can go right into this next topic. Isn't that beautiful? That was a nice transition. So, it's been so many people I've noticed lately.
Are you about to talk about Kanye or what you about to talk about?
No. I'm over Kanye. We don't got to say nothing about Kanye.
Listen, I'm going to say something, goddammit, about Kanye.
Go ahead.
So, one of Kanye's guys, and he's definitely a day one guy. Mm-hmm. Hell, he's even pre-day one. He not popular, no shit. He real low key. I won't even say his name. I posted this tweet, but I blocked it out for the guys. Mm-hmm. And this guy's certified to be close to Kanye. He's like definitely, a real legit person. So I swear on Twitter he got like 200 followers. So don't nobody like really know. Yeah. If you don't know him in real life, you don't know even to follow him. So he had a post, and he said, his post said, he said Kanye is going through mental illness, but none of us. He was like he told us this, but none of us are taking it seriously. So that's how I look. Like people sitting here and they feel they're so influenced by him that what they're watching is kind of like a cycle. But because he's so influential, he's done so many great things that everybody's like, all right, like, fuck it, no, this is a great thing. When you like, wait a minute, we don't really know, like, really he's just having a breakdown. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I will say to you is this: there's all these rumors in the air that Kim is going to divorce him. Right. I fully believe that's going to happen. I fully believe this woman is going to walk the fuck away. Mm-hmm.
Especially now that she secured that ownership.
Like, I fully believe she's going to be like, one day it's just going to be too much. Like you said, she called him after TMZ. Yeah. And broke down. She was like, what have you done to us? Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird to see. This is the weirdest thing you've ever seen. And I'm going to say this. Anybody who don't think it's the weirdest shit you ever seen, here's the shit. We got a Kardashian who's, quote unquote, some people argue she's more woke than him right now.
True indeed.
And that shit is scary. This is new slaves.
Fucking Kardashian.
This is new slaves. This is George Bush don't care about black people. And this motherfucker, like, and then Trump be co-signing the fuck out of him. Like, God, he does that shit to fuck with all of us, I'm sure.
Yeah. At this point, it's Trump's middle finger to us.
Right. Yeah, because Trump could say something like, black people don't need paper towels. Kanye agree with me. Like, come on, man. Right. Everything he says.
Kanye would come out like, I mean, what is the meaning of a paper towel?
But then it would be niggas who be like, all right, niggas would come in. I ain't used paper towel in 3 years, fam.
Bro,
I mean, y'all late to the wave. Like,
bro, I'm telling you, like, once I saw, I was randomly on Twitter one night, and Hustle Simmons, like, he had reached this breaking point, like, right after Fresh. Mm-hmm. He was like, I can't defend them no more. Like, it's terrible. And I just happened to let me look at the replies to this tweet. Yeah. Of course, there's niggas in the reply. You're not really listening. You got to open your mind. It's like, bro, these are the same type of niggas who type this shit from their mama basement.
I'm not
that old child support.
Some days I wake up and I feel like I don't even know what life would be like if I had that much influence.
Bruh.
It would be so scary. And I would just be like,
bro, I would get on TV once a week like, yo, like, stop listening to me.
I would get on TV like, you niggas take care of your kids.
Bruh, niggas believe more in Kanye than they own children, Jack.
Man, Joe, I'm just over here looking at 8-inch Timbs, Joe.
Oh, God.
Because, man, Joe, like, at this point, I did all the defending I could do. Like, then I stopped. Because I'm like, man, Kim K say, what have you done to us? And it's crazy, though. The good thing about she's still in a great position to me because I don't think her brand is suffering at all through none of this. Mm-hmm. Like, she's thriving. I don't see Kim K losing any kind of stock. But now she has 3 kids, right? It's 3 of them?
Yeah.
3 kids. You got all you wanted out the nigga. You done sucked the equity out the nigga.
Right.
So you can bounce. You straight down shit. You can see if Chris Humphrey's still alive. Whew.
Man, I hate to see this nigga Kanye 65. living on somebody's couch
Oh my God.
in Bronzeville.
living in.
He better not.
Living in Hove guest house.
He better not.
Hove let him get the pool house.
So somebody said to me, you mad at Kanye and all this. When them wave runners come out, are you getting them? Yes. Simply, yes. Hey, I
I
still
don't know
like
why
what I
people
like.
buy those shoes. Like, I mean, the other Yeezys is cool, but like, why like old people pro wing style shoes back in style?
I mean, did you see my picture of me wearing them? And then I had the song
shit,
playing in the background.
That shit did not make me want them anymore.
It's
Not one bit.
It's that. You know, it's really like a status symbol at this point.
At this point, yeah,
At
it
this
really
point,
is.
it
It really is.
It really is.
It can't be nothing else, G, because them shoes are hideous.
Yeah.
Nah, they're like Air Max to me. Like the
No.
ones I wore, the wave runner's okay to me.
No,
that's
no,
a gym
bro,
shoe.
bro. No,
The other ones,
that's
I
a
can
pro
see.
wing. That's a pro wing. That's an XJ900.
Hey, ain't nobody never rock them like me, baby. Anywho,
Any fucking who. Speaking of disappointments.
yeah, that's what I no, because this is what I was going to talk about. That's disappointment can be a part of this too.
Okay.
So lately, I've been noticing people have been changing their ways rather quickly, then getting mad at other people for not changing their ways as quickly as they have.
We definitely are. But
I know
you
we
go
are.
first.
I
You
know
go
we are.
first,
But I'm
this
just
is
talking about
interesting.
this. So, you know, in my line of work, I talk to a lot of people while they drink. So, I'm talking to.
I thought you was a janitor.
Oh, my side hustle. I also janitor at local nightclubs. So, so I'm talking to this young lady, and she says to me, "Yeah, Fresh, I'm done with you niggas." I'm like, "You like women now?" "Nah, I'm celibate. I'm finding me a husband. You should get married." And I'm like, now all of a sudden, you decided to close your 24-hour currency exchange. And now everyone else is supposed to just stop what they're doing and get married as well because you feel like this the right thing to do. And I'm so tired of women like putting that off on people. Like just because all of a sudden you want to be celibate and go through this phase because you realize you've been messing with June too long. Don't put that off on everybody else. Like this other girl told me, fuck that, I ain't giving up penis for nobody. You know what I mean? Like, you can still find yourself without giving up everything you ever did for your whole life. You know what I mean? Like this whole, and just women thinking marriage completes them. So you're not a good person right now until you become a wife? Like, it was crazy to me. And you know, now that I'm not drinking, hearing drunk people talk is just all bad.
You know, I used to argue with those type of people. Not just leave them where they stand. Because, you know, who are you to even waste my time with that type of thinking? You know, it's real interesting. It's just, you know, it comes down to this. A lot of times, me and Dion talked about this before. I think, I've talked about this with you, where the older generation was not totally upfront with us about marriage. Like, I say this all the time. Like, I wish somebody would told me the real about marriage before I got married, not like 5 or 6 years when I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Right. You know, like, you know, tell me about the times where Big Mama didn't see Papa for 3 days.
Shut up, man.
Tell me about the time where y'all heard about at the neighbor's funeral when Papa passed. There was like other side families present. Like nobody hear about this shit till we like way too old.
Paul.
Yeah, man. You know,
because Paw been living, baby.
Paw been living, and you know, like the times have changed where like women aren't as dependent on men for marriage, and the times have changed where like you know even like a man's role in a household has somewhat shifted in the dynamics, and man, it's just you know people also too. One thing people don't tell you about is like really go through somebody's history, like. Why do they date the way they do? Who have they dated? Why do they do the shit they do? And you know, man, like people are crazy. Legit crazy. Oh, and they come in beautiful packages. And
I'm so tired. Listen, let me interject. I just think like, you know, going back to what you said, Fresh, I think what happens is that it's not necessarily a knock on those people about them wanting to get married or feeling like that completes them.
Right.
Because what happens is that, I always say this, a lot of times we don't tell girls to define their own life. As little girls, we don't tell them to define your own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't tell a girl she could be a fucking race car driver. You don't tell her she could be a drummer. You don't tell her, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I've always kind of had in my head. Like, yo, like, you know, people not telling a lot of times women that they could do whatever the fuck they want to do when they want to do it. From that time, you know, and it also filters from a lot of women putting girls on shot clocks faster. And a lot of times you'll see, like, you know, as guys, you don't necessarily see like fathers doing that, but you see some. I've seen some like, hey, you know, hey baby girl, you better find you a husband. It's like, nigga, she ain't got to find a husband. Like, what about those other parts?
Grandmas when the mother be telling the daughters, "Oh, it's time for me to have some grandbabies." Is that around the same thing? Is that?
I mean, yeah,
Kinda,
definitely the same thing. You know, but I mean, even earlier than that, when they telling girls like, hey, you know, you want to get married. You know, you want to get a good job. You know, you pushing girls into like the careers that you feel are stable when you don't even know what's out here. So you tell them what was stable in, you know, 72. Right? You tell them what was stable then, but you're not telling them now like, hey, baby girl, you might want to go be an engineer. You're smart enough to do it. You know, and you tell them, hey, baby girl, you're not good at math. That's cool. Girls ain't good at math. Shit like that is detrimental to a girl from so far ahead. So when you get to the point where like they like, man, I feel it needs to be married, it's like, man, people beating them over the head with it. So
yeah, you hear women like 25 like, you know, getting told like, yeah, you need to find a husband, and it's like, man, these niggas at 25 don't even know who they are.
Right.
And it's like, themselves.
And it's like,
I know
really,
I
like,
didn't.
You want her to be like, you want her to find one of these niggas?
Right.
Because you don't want her to date an old nigga. So now you want her to find some nigga who just out here just living reckless.
Man.
Who's more confused
than her
at like 22. And you like, fuck this shit. Find one of them niggas and marry him just to say you married. Like, nah, man, you know. So I think that plays a part in it. So I don't. One thing I don't do as much as I used to do, I used to fault people for succumbing to societal pressure because I didn't, you know, it was times where I felt the pressure, but I didn't feel like other people. So I'd be like, what the fuck are people going through? And since I don't feel that, sometimes I'd be like, yo, people, you underestimate it. You underestimate it. But seeing some people crumble with it, I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah, because they hear it like, you know, like we hear it as men, but we don't hear it a lot. Like, they hear it all the time. Every motherfucking family gathering. Every time they go to church. Yeah. Pressure at work.
But you know, I was always quick to tell old people stop fucking talking.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you know, I'll walk off mid convo with somebody in a minute. Like, man, stop talking to me, man.
Yeah, I definitely get pressured a lot.
Telling old people they flabbing sick.
Yeah.
You old ass rappers better stay on tour.
And that's another thing too. Now that y'all talking about old women at church, now I'm upset. I'm riled.
Stop going to church.
I'm riled because
Jesus, Dion, that was not the answer.
Because all these old women who be telling you when you go marry that young lady, you shouldn't have married the deacon. The deacon got a whole other family at another church. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really an example of why I should get married. Like, I don't know, man, but I don't know, man. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live my life anyway. You know what I mean? I ain't never going to succumb to pressure. And sometimes I think it's a fault for me for not succumbing to pressure because I completely go the opposite way and forget about everything.
I think at the basis of your whole story, I think the biggest issue is don't talk to drunk people when you sober. That's the biggest issue.
True indeed.
That'll make you want to shoot a motherfucker.
Yeah, and I really noticed that. Y'all don't know how hard it is. How many days I almost just said, fuck it, give me a shot. Because I've been talking to drunk people while I'm sober.
Dion's life.
It is my life, and it's crazy because when I talk to Dion in like those kind of settings, I try to sober up because I understand that.
Yeah, it'd be funny when you talk to Dion and you know he ain't been drinking. Yeah, you'd be like, "Hold on, let me shake off this. Let me shake this Crown Royal monkey off my back while I go walk over there.
This Julio Angel on my shoulder."
You know, and you know what's so funny? I feel like that's why, like, we was in like college and early years. That's why, like, I was missing out on drunk coochie because it was like, drunk girls that come up to me and they be like, you know, I can't talk to this nigga because not only is he not drunk, he don't play drunk. Like I've seen some niggas play drunk, and I'll be like, I'll be looking at these niggas. This nigga ain't had a drop of liquor like me yet.
Yeah, college, that was a real thing. Playing drunk was a real thing.
I was like, you niggas out of control.
He was in between checks.
I just say, baby, I'm broke.
Listen, don't talk about that now. You niggas gonna get indicted.
Oh, nothing happened.
Hey, as long as you ain't getting her drunk, you straight.
Hey man. Speaking of more disappointments, the Carter 5 dropped last Friday.
I thought you were gonna talk about something else.
We can, whatever you thought I was talking about, you can bring it up.
I was gonna say you might get indicted, but then again, if your case goes to the Supreme Court, you may
good.
win. You good money.
Definitely.
You good money.
Yeah.
Oh, fam, that's what you up here for? Oh, man, you good, man. Don't even worry about that shit, big dog.
You got a calendar? You got a calendar?
I hope he was keeping a diary, nigga. I got a calendar.
I got a calendar.
Joe, I got a calendar. My Yahoo Outlook.
Honestly, we haven't seen anyone nominated for Supreme Court not get the seat, no matter what party the president is. Mm-hmm. I don't know what would have to take place for someone not to get the seat at this point. Maybe shooting somebody 16 times on camera. Probably still, you got out of jail and still rose to the ranks. But I mean, we're doing this at the Supreme Court level. Like, why wasn't none of this brought out before he even got to where he was at? Like, he was like head judge for like the DC area district or something like that. Mm-hmm. That whole Kavanaugh shit, man, that shit was wild.
That shit was really real. Like that nigga, he really up there now. Like he's gone. He's a justice.
I be telling y'all, listen, man, when you see like one of the greatest things for us to see during this process is this. One, how powerful white men act when their privilege is even questioned. Mm-hmm. Even questioned. That motherfucker was ready to send this bitch to the moon.
Sky high.
Just because people question. And he was ready to die about that shit. Like he was ready.
Bro. Second worst to Jason Van Dyke's testimony was this white man talking about, I write a detailed record in calendars.
Dog. If y'all seen the skit that fucking they had Matt Damon playing him on Saturday Night Live, Joe, I was screaming, Joe. He really ran with that calendar shit, bro. Like
that's just so goofy.
That just goes to show you the whites can do whatever they want, bro. It's like at this point in my life, I just really feel like there's nothing's unbelievable anymore with them.
I mean, they can do whatever they want, and the one thing I'll say that's even low key fascinating is that the amount of like the amount of co-conspirators that these white men have who get caught up in the Me Too shit is so interesting. And by co-conspirators, I'm talking about the white women who usually have all the white tears in the world. But when it comes to these powerful motherfuckers, man, they be ready. They be right beside them. Mm-hmm. Brett wife was in the courtroom looking, and at some point she did look shocked. Mm-hmm. But man, she was not leaving that side, Jack.
Nope.
She was dead. And them people in the Senate Congress, they was like, man, fuck these young girls. Young girls was out there protesting. Mm-hmm. Hard. They was like, had to walk out and look them young girls in the straightest of faces. So
that's just wild to me.
And the fact that I think what surprised me about that, so I was following this while Jason Van Dyke shit was going on, and the one thing that really hit me, and I checked out of that too after this next thing, when they moved to like really confirm him, and those statements came out. So it was a day where the American Bar Association said, "Yo, we want to reevaluate this motherfucker." Mm-hmm. And the flip side to that, so they said they wanted to do that, but the flip side is that they said we want to confirm him and we want to hurry up and do it so we can restore faith to the American people that you are presumed innocent in this country.
Restore.
I almost checked out of fucking life right there. Because, like,
Bro, I read that
I don't even know if
sentence.
that requires comment.
I read that sentence, and I love that these two black reporters, I think the next day, they was at the White House, and they was going back and forth with the press secretary, because they read that statement from Trump about presumed innocence. They was like, well, what about the Central Park 5? Did he believe that then?
Right.
And then the press secretary is like, you know, I don't have enough information to even speak on that, and you know, all that white lingo talk when they be bullshitting. Mm-hmm. And then the black lady, like, first a young black lady had asked, and the older black lady behind her, like, no, bitch, like, no, we're gonna stay on this question, because they was trying to move past. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, man, it's just so crazy to see. Like, I feel like with this Trump administration, white people wake up every day and be like, how foolish what else can we get away with?
How foolish.
Like, at this point, they just throwing shit against the wall, seeing it stick.
Shit's gonna bounce off. Yep. Stick.
Point blank period.
Yeah, I really truly believe that's the case. Like, it's beyond me.
It is beyond me
how far they have gone and not gonna stop going. And I don't know if y'all been watching this show, America to Me.
I'm not watching. I don't want to. I said like 2 weeks ago. I was talking to somebody. I said that the education system is one of those. It literally will drive you to tears if you pay attention to it just a little bit.
Just a little bit, you will be and watching that, bro, is just like, nah, man, you don't get it, dog. And like, it's one black girl on there, and I think she's the only. I know she feels like she's got to be the only sane person in the world. She tries to explain things, and the white people are like, "Oh, you can't tell me about struggle. I know about struggle. My father left my mother when I was 16. What? Like, are you serious right now?" This one girl says she's a minority or whatever, because she's gay. And she like, excuse me, but you can turn off your gay. I can't turn off my black skin.
Right.
And then everybody was looking at her like she was crazy. And I'm like, man, you know what? Young lady, stay on the path. She had a little web series called The N-Word, and she was talking about why other races shouldn't say it. And like the people in the school was in an uproar. Like, we know you guys use it as a form of entitlement as well. And I'm like,
the one thing I can tell you, without any shadow of a doubt, I know people say every generation is different, or different but the same. The one thing I'll tell you is this: in this generation, I would have been far more violent than I had to be in mine. Mm-hmm. Because the shit that people be saying and trying to get away with, like, one thing I can tell you is this: like, we spent a decent amount of time around other races during, let's say, our high school years. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And one thing I can tell you that happened is that people were always respectful of me who were my age. Mm-hmm. Like, even when, even I had friends of other races who listened to the same rap I did. One thing I can tell you is that they never said nigga.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They never said nigga. Like, we would be listening to the same Biggie, the same Wu-Tang, all that shit. The same trash ass Slip and Slide Cash Money they came out.
Slip and Slide.
They never said nigga. They never let niggas slip, boy. Mm-hmm. Like, real life never let niggas slip. Even when, you went other places and saw other people and you got into it with people who was Mexicans and you went to Humboldt Park, they didn't call you nigga. Mm-mm. They didn't, and then they didn't even say nigga around you, even after that, like young adult age. And I look at it now, like, these people be like, we have a right to say it.
Yeah.
I'm looking like, man, I beat the dog shit out of you. So I couldn't imagine, especially the way I was when I was younger, high school age, where I was like, I had a hot head. I couldn't imagine being a young motherfucker, like, around then, where I would, I just couldn't imagine somebody saying to me, like, yeah, like, just saying nigga and looking at me like, what you gonna do about it? Just all the little shit they pick apart from our race and do, or mock, or raise questions about your history, civil rights, slavery, fam.
Like I get touched easy because I be looking at like Mexicans who be woofing and stuff like this, and I just be thinking like, why we never get credit as black people for saying civil rights, the laws that were passed for civil rights weren't just for black people. Those for minorities, but people just for some reason think, oh, those were the black laws. No, those were the minority laws.
Those are the laws, bitch.
The laws. Like we looked out for y'all dusty ass too. We weren't in here just saying, "Oh, help the oppressed."
But see, that's because history wants to paint a picture of black people, and when I say history, I mean like all the participants. They would love to paint this picture of you that black people have been like just like a helpless people the entire time. Mm-hmm. That's what they want us to believe, our younger generations to believe. That's what they want you to believe. And I know for some people they be like, "Oh man, that may sound extreme," but that's if you look it up, that's very real.
Real as fuck.
And the thing is, other people who don't know believe it.
Truly.
And they truly believe it, so they'll look around and even they'll know your history. They'll know that your people were enslaved. Mm-hmm. They'll know that every single black person in this motherfucker that's from this motherfucker, that parents is from this motherfucker,
are the
descendants of slaves. Yeah. But those same people who benefit from shit that was for black people, like you'll look up and you can look and see the rates of the Asian kids who are using affirmative action to get into these universities and shit like that, and they look like they did that shit themselves. They fought the good fight. Man, if you don't shut your ass up, listen, man. But there are just beliefs that are out there that people think and people agree with, and I'm at the point now where I'm not on the mad scale trying to change people's mind, but when I see an inkling of that in my life, whether it be professional or social, I'm gonna get your ass straight.
Yep.
Like we gonna straighten this out. And if you opposed to be straightened out or having a good dialogue on it that's open, I ain't got shit else to say to you. Like
you get
period.
slapped in your mouth. Enough people ain't getting slapped in the mouth.
My niggas resort to violence. You don't know what our style is.
Man,
Inglewood niggas the wildest.
Man, but like ass whoopings aren't handed out enough.
Yeah, they're not
when they're supposed to be handed out.
Ass whoopings definitely aren't as prevalent.
They're not
in the tens as they were in the 90s.
And so now these kids are walking around scot free with this thinking because they ain't been punched in the nose.
Oh, you talk to kids now. In my mentoring program, if you talk to a kid now, age 14 and back, and ask them how many whoopings have they received in their life, they will look at you like, whooping? What's that? I'm like, Joe, y'all got it made, bro. Y'all got it made. Y'all got so many resources and so much. I'm like, bro,
you broke my nose, man.
I'm like, shit. We got whoopings for the other kids doing stuff in the house. Shit, mama come downstairs, everybody get a whooping.
One thing I will say, interesting, it kind of ties into that. So I went out to the Bay Area to see the Carters. And one thing I thought that was super interesting, like, because it's my second time seeing them. One thing that people can say about Chicago, regardless of our status socially, economically in the city, the blacks, the black presence here is very real.
It's very real.
Right? It's very real. So one thing I felt was interesting is Jay-Z here did the story of OJ. And he did out there too. But it was interesting, the reaction. You know what I'm saying? Bass, but because the one in the Bay Area, the concert wasn't in Oakland, of course. It was right in Silicon Valley.
It wasn't in Oakland,
right,
of course.
It's Silicon Valley. It's at the Levi Stadium. It's like literally the stadium, a Great America, in Silicon Valley, an airport.
Wow.
So it was funny to see, like, when he did the story of OJ there, motherfuckers was like, yeah, nigga, we don't hear this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas wasn't in it. But here, you can hear the crowd.
Roaring, goddamn it.
Right, nigga. Still nigga. Like,
Still.
and he played the video while he do it. So I just say, like, you know, we do experience a tad bit of privilege being from here and having such a black presence in the city. I'd be like, damn, I couldn't imagine, like, growing up out there where people, you know, when you in those type of places, that's where people, like, literally feel that they got the edge, they dominate you and all type of shit. Oh, man. I might have really went crazy, man. I just couldn't imagine.
Speaking of black men.
Uh-oh.
I got a question for you two fellas. This question was posed to me.
Okay.
Why do black men have a fear of their sons being gay? Eerily quiet.
I'm trying to think of the proper way to word this. Because as a man, you want your son to be a man.
Yeah.
You're gonna love your kid no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of what you want your son to be as a man is a man.
As a man.
And there's just like there's nothing wrong with loving your kid no matter how they may turn out. There's nothing wrong with wanting your kid to be a certain way if it's not evil. And so, yeah, if I had a son, I would want my son to be a man because that's how I was raised. Those are my values. That's how I think he's going to get ahead in this world because there's so many more obstacles to being a homosexual man versus a heterosexual man. It's like, now, if that was his choice of what he wanted to do, would I be disappointed? Initially, yes. But would I understand it? Sure. Like, eventually, down the line.
Right.
I will love him unconditionally because that's my seed. But I won't say, a fear. I guess you can say it's a fear because, we know how the world is for homosexuals. And we know how they get treated. We know the obstacles, some of the obstacles they face. We may not know all of them because we're not homosexual.
Right.
And, that is a fear for us, especially within the black community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like we're not wrong to have that fear. That's the thing. Like, I'm not wrong for if I have a son to want my son to be heterosexual.
Exactly.
Point blank, period.
And that's my thing. Like, I think nowadays, no offense to, people of the LGBT community that I know or anyone else, but it's just like they just cry foul on everything. If you scream for equality, but you're gonna get these equal roasts and everything. Like, if you want to be equal, you get equal what we say about everybody else. You know what I mean? And I just feel like if I want my son to grow up to be a basketball player, that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, if he's a doctor, I'm going to be mad at him. No, I don't have a fear of him being a doctor so much, but it's like I would just prefer for him to be normal. And I'm tired of them trying to make homosexuality the norm. It's not the norm. The norm is we were put here to procreate. You know what I mean? So it's going to always be normal for a man to be with a woman. I'm sorry. I know you guys might feel a certain way, but I just feel like that is the norm, the status quo, a plug and a socket. We were made a certain way for a certain thing. You know what I mean? And I just feel like it's not so much of as a fear of me having. I know how fantasy football gets on Monday nights.
Cause man, they took my 6 points. I'm sorry, and he only got 4.2, bruh. I'm getting angry. I'm sorry.
We get it, man. The 6 points wasn't yours, though.
It was there.
But you knew that wasn't yours.
It was there. I'm sorry. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
You knew the 6 points wasn't that was yours.
Someone told me not to check my source. Check the scope. I'm getting mad.
Don't worry, I'm watching the game right here.
Oh, get mad. Oh,
all right, man.
But at the end, all in all, I don't think it's so much as a fear. I just feel like I just want a normal heterosexual son. It's not a fear. I don't think I'm asking for much.
You know what I think the real fear is in that situation? Mm-hmm. The real fear is being underestimated. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say this is because people look at it and they say, people are scared of having, a homosexual son, or black men are scared of having a homosexual son, things like that. But what I really feel, it's the same fear that my mom had for me, that y'all moms have for y'all. Mm-hmm. No parent wants their kids to have a harder life than they should.
It's true indeed.
Like no parent wants that. Like regardless of what you think or what you assume, you know that certain things will make your child's life harder than you want them to have it. And regardless of things being more socially accepted, you also know that in certain settings, things are going to be hard for them. Things are going to be more uncomfortable. People are going to intentionally, get in their way. People are going to intentionally make things hard for them. People will disrespect them. People will subject them to bodily harm. Mm-hmm. These are things that you all know come with that. So, granted, yes, you'll love them the same, but it's the same. You cannot protect them at all times. And that's a feeling that I feel like you'll always have, even once they're grown, once they're 40 years old, once they're grown men. That's another added layer to the layer of them being a black man. Right. To the layer of them being, whatever the case may be. Even if you kind of expand it. Like, could you imagine, just to keep it real, could you imagine the terror right now of a black parent of a kid or young adult that's trans, where people are bodily harming, people are killing trans women?
Yeah.
So I get that that's the thing. Like, it's not what I would want, but that's another obstacle that you can't, wrap your mind around. It's just a whole nother thing. Because I can tell you that one of the things that I am super, afraid of when it comes to having children is that, I want to be with them all times like Doctor Strange's cloak. You know what I'm saying? I want to cover my kid like an Iron Man suit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I follow Jordan to every place station at the park. You at the slides, I'm at the slides. You at the swings, I'm at the swings. Because, man, like having kids, like whether they homosexual, heterosexual or not, it presents so many different things that gives us fear.
Right.
Like my biggest fear is who the fuck my kids' friends are going to be.
Ooh.
That's my biggest fear.
Right. Yeah.
Homosexual, heterosexual or not, let my daughter have some, maybe a couple of ratchet friends just in case shit gets shaky. You got to move some tables.
Right.
But not to the point where, when she's away from me, I know these group of motherfuckers are making the worst decisions possible.
The worst decisions.
That's my biggest fear. I know our mothers were thankful that we linked up together, because at least between me, you, and Mike, 2 or 3 of us would be like, all right, let's not really put us in a situation where police are going to be involved.
You missed a person, Lindbergh,
yes, and Trey.
So when you look at it, they were like, okay. Yeah. I know they got some sense because, one, if you just look at the scales, they always looked at us, okay, with these 4 being as tight as they were at the time, we got 2 who got fathers, who not afraid to be a father to the others.
Yep.
And we got Mr. Askew, who's always, being a father to all of us. And he's the police.
Yes.
And actually a cool policeman, so he's always in their ear. So it was like that kind of brought comfort. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like you look at it like, damn, if you look up and you say, man, because we've seen some friends take down some people that were supposed to be golden boys or golden girls. Like we've seen just a group of friends lead to their demise or just them being held back far more than they should have been. And we've also seen groups of friends propel others. Yeah. So very real fear.
Yeah, because that's man, Joe.
Because you can control what you teach in your household, But you don't know what these other kids are learning in their own household.
Because, Joe, and you know, when my daughter going to my school, you know, her seeing me, you know, mopping floors and stuff, it's just, it's crazy because the security guards come to me like, hey, Joe, I don't know if you want your daughter to hang it with that girl. I'm like, Joe, she's in 3rd grade. What possibly could she be doing? No, Joe, you don't want her hanging with that girl. And I just be like, Joe, that's wild. But I understand. And it's crazy to, like, be at a school with your kid and seeing it in live action. It's really crazy. But I tell people all the time, you only can teach your kid. The world is going to train them, whether you like it or not. Like, you try to give your kid a foundation, but you just hope she make the right choices. He or she makes the right choices, because when she get with that certain group of people, baby, I just pray that my kids' first college friends. I hope she'll be around some kids who lived life already and not.
Please don't be no friends with no new hoes.
That's all I'm saying.
Find you some old hoes.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Please, Jordan.
Oh my God.
Please, sorry. Please
do not get to college and find some girls.
Oh my God.
Who trying to start their whole phase.
Man, Joe, like
first semester.
Fuck the birds and the bees. That's the uncomfortable conversation
yes.
we're gonna have to have.
Yep.
Before she go off to college.
Don't find a girl.
Maybe she pick a trade and
who
stay
just
home.
find they hold them before homecoming.
Maybe Jordan just get her grandfather's spirit to be an electrician. Just stay home.
Find a trade.
Find a trade.
What's the name of that place? Begin with a. I can't even think of the name of the fucking place that you go to get a fucking trade. But man, Joe, that's real shit. We got to go through with daughters, bro. We got to be worried about the people she hangs with. And I got 3 of them motherfuckers, so I got to have this talk several times. Don't worry about it. I'm going to have a fucking tool shed full of weapons. It's getting out of control, man. It's getting out of control.
Ooh, child. The ghetto.
The ghetto. You boys got anything up y'all sleeves? Y'all got anything going on, man, with your lives coming up? I know November 1st I will be moving out my tuna can. Lord.
We will not be on in the Candyman elevator.
We will not. The Candyman elevator is no more.
What a blessing. What a fellowship.
I'm packing
what a joy
up.
divine.
Hey, you never know how much unnecessary shit you got till it's time to move.
Oh, boy.
I'm like, Joe, how have I been hoarding this shit for how long?
Bro.
So.
Still ain't unpacked this shit, and I moved here last year.
But yeah, I'm moving, man. I'm excited for the move, man. I needed it. I needed a change of scenery too. I had been in that spot for a long time. It was about 6 years. I think it was time to move on.
I'm proud of you, brother Monroe.
Yeah, I feel like with this new apartment, it's gonna lead to new challenges and make me get on my shit even more. So
that's what's up.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man.
What was I say? I don't really have. Man, probably just start traveling for work soon.
Yeah, now that's what I was gonna ask you. How's the new position going? We ain't talked about it.
I started actually doing like real work for my position. Like,
right.
The guy who was training me, he finally started his new position. So I've been in this bitch like, oh shit, like this shit is really my responsibility now. But
right.
So far I ain't fucked nothing up. They keep telling me to come back each day. So.
Whew. That's all you can ask.
That's all I can ask. What about you, Dion? What's
Nothing.
Cooking.
Nothing.
Cooking.
Moving in silence.
This nigga made pineapple. I didn't even know fruit and beans can go together.
Oh yeah.
But Dion did it, and he was giving people all kind of crazy tips.
Cause you gotta think of the flavor of a pineapple. You know. Listen, man, I'm telling you, try it. I still got something left. If y'all know anything about cooking, if you know anything about cooking, one thing that you know is that, damn, I fucked up. Okay, so if you know anything about cooking, you also know that things like chili and some pastas are better the second day.
Oh yes,
this. So I'm looking forward to eating the bowl when I get home because that's not what I took for lunch. So when I get home, I'm about to eat it up, But yeah, man, I've been making. I ain't been doing much, man. I've been super low key. you know, anything I do will be a surprise. Anything I do will be a surprise.
That's good because I as well have a few surprises up my sleeve in the coming months.
Yeah, I just watch a lot of stuff. I watched just a random. I watched a Lemonade movie again. Like I love that movie. I could watch Lemonade like once a week. I love that movie. So yeah.
And I've never seen it. I got to be the only person in the world that never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Oh yeah, you niggas are missing out. Niggas are missing out. Like,
Don't kill us, Beehive.
Yeah, it's low key disrespectful.
I'm gonna watch it though. You know what I've been watching lately? America to Me, America, whatever. I think I've just been catching up on all my shows. You know, we ain't been on here so long. Snowfall and shit like that. But yeah, I've been chilling, man. Still putting my pants on one leg at a time, Anthony.
Well, hold on. We missed something we didn't come back to. And mentioned something earlier. He was talking about the Carter 5. We didn't get back to it.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know how you people who think it's a good app. Like I tried. Like I gave it one more chance because maybe I needed to listen to it in like Greek or Spanish or something. Mm-hmm. Like for all you people who heard Carter 1, 2, 3, and 4, how could y'all say this was like good?
This shit, I think is downright disrespectful to even have the Carter name.
Yeah,
on it.
like it should be called like I don't know, Dwayne. Dwayne. Yeah, like I don't get it. I tried. I don't get it. And you know, I wasn't expecting it to be a classic.
Right.
But it's just, no.
You know something? I don't know if this is the case. I hope it ain't the case. But I think the Carter 5 has been done since the Carter 4. And I think he just dropped it.
And I feel like he added a few songs to it.
But a couple features. I don't think
these not the songs.
Huh?
These not the songs.
Oh, okay.
These not the songs.
So these are new. Are these songs new? Yeah. Are you serious? That's worse then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's worse. I know.
Yeah, because I was about to say it would be a better excuse. Like you
nah,
said.
See, it's no excuse because I want you to go back in your memory and think about what was really happening when the Carter 5 was actually getting ready to drop. Mm-hmm. The lead single was "Believe Me," and we know how that went. That don't sound nothing like anything on this album.
Nope.
Then he had the other song with Drake, the grinding song. Mm-hmm. Sounds nothing like anything on this album. Then when you even flip it to the next level, take it a little bit up. Then if you remember, do y'all remember the song he had with the Locks? Gotti? Mm-mm. So Wayne had a song with the Locks called Gotti. And when I tell you he was rapping his ass off, those were all songs supposed to be on the Carter 5.
Oh no, I know. Believe Me. Now that was my shit. He snapped on Believe Me.
I mean, Believe Me was a monster. Like Grinding, you don't remember Grinding? Grinding was a monster. So he was going through all these songs that was like, oh shit. So that had people actually looking forward to the Carter 5. But, you know, when this came out, I was like, I listened to it, and I'm going to tell you, when I first heard it, I knew at the time, when I turned it on, I heard the intro. I said, okay, got your mom on here. I kind of knew the direction he was going. I actually liked that. But then when I heard the second song, I literally said, fuck Lil Wayne. And I love Lil Wayne, but I said fuck Lil Wayne. Because he went and got X and these posthumous vocals and him singing that "Don't Cry." I was like, okay. So now you just did that for the name. And then the rest of it, I mean, I like the G-Dub song. It went up in the club when that came on.
I'm trying. I'm my boy Ron said it best. I wish people start reaching out to Swizz Beats for production, cause like all this shit's like sound like stuck in the 90s for real. And I like Special Delivery as a song, but like Wayne's version, it's okay.
I think that shit is cold.
It's cool. I like Dedicate.
I heard them both back to back, and I was like, yeah, I don't need that original again.
It don't even compare. The original was G-Dub.
Yeah, the original was G-Dub. Like the one thing I say, Dedicate. I know a lot of people like Dedicate. Dedicate's cool, but 2 Chainz's actual dedication is better. I get it. I don't know if people heard that, but it's dedicated song to Wayne.
I'll be the odd one. I prefer G-Dep Special Delivery to Wayne.
Weird,
yeah.
Only song I like with G-Dep is it was a song. It was like a sad song. I don't know. It was him and Faith. I can't think of it. It comes to me what song.
Yeah, but this song because Wayne floated on there.
The song with Kendrick. It's cool, but it's not a song I can listen to like over and over.
I listen to that song repeatedly. I love Mona Lisa. Kendrick snap, Wayne snap too.
Yeah, no, like they snap. Like it's a good song. I just can't listen to it.
Yeah, that's not your kind of rap song. I knew that when I heard it. I was like,
but it's good though. Like I can acknowledge like that song's good. That song's good as fuck. I just not gonna listen to it a lot.
Hold up.
Oh, Every Day. That was the name of the song.
Okay, send me a link to that.
They're not gonna ban us for this because this ain't on nobody album.
Awesome. Ooh, okay. Yeah, send me this.
Yeah.
Quality.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely could have.
Hold up. Listen, listen. When I tell you the real Carter 5.
Fresh almost cried.
I'm listening like, yes.
Yeah, this is Wayne. Yes.
The real Carter 5 had, like, between Believe Me, Grinding, That Gotti, it was another song. It had 4 to me certified, like, bang. Between no song was lower than 8. And the shit just never came. So when I heard this, I knew that those songs wasn't gonna make it because that's not how Wayne is. Wayne still records every night. You know what I'm saying? Wayne is still apparently in the studio 5 days a week. So when I heard it, I knew he wasn't gonna put out no songs from years ago. Like that's just not what he do. So it is what it is. But you can even tell by the way he came on that song. There's not really a song with Carter 5 that he comes on like that. It's just not.
That's what one of the guys was saying. I guess, we got a group chat, but he listened to the album. And he like, all right, come on, Wayne, pick it up.
Right.
Pick it up. He said the pickup just never came. You just waiting for that Amelia or something to just come out of nowhere, and it just never came.
One thing I'll tell y'all, I don't know if y'all got Tidal or got access or never used a Tidal preview, but Tidal got a lot of previews. One or a lot of availability, you get a free trial membership. What I will tell y'all is this. Tidal has a lot of Tidal X concerts on there, people. And when you in the crib and you put them concerts to your HD TV, like that Lil Wayne Louisiana Fest 2018, they got his whole set.
Damn.
Hour and 30 minutes of Wayne this year. Actually, like a few months ago, it was over the summer in New Orleans at his own festival. And when I tell you that nigga was like, he was on stage, and Wayne is also, he's still greatly entertaining. He just doesn't like touring because touring is actually strenuous on his body because his health is good, but when he tours, his health goes off the rails.
Right.
So he's not the biggest tourer. But it was funny because, this in his hometown. So he was on stage. He was like, listen, it's me, my DJ, my one-man band. It was nigga on drums. He was like, I got my one-man man, I got my DJ, I got the nigga behind him, and I got the whole city with me. And the stage looked like it's about 300 people on stage. And when I tell you that nigga, he killed that shit. And I was like, damn, I would go see Lil Wayne in New Orleans because the concert was like outside, but in the backdrop is a Superdome. It's like, so they like right. It's like, I was like, damn, that shit was dope. So I'm definitely thinking about going there next year.
Sound like a trip I go to.
What's this, Louisiana?
Louisiana Fest. One thing that we did not address, y'all got me to talking about music, so a couple of things, 2 things I'm going to bring up we didn't address. Drake and Meek made up.
Yeah.
We've been gone so long.
We've been gone so
Drake
long.
and Meek made up. Drake brought Meek out. I thought it was a phenomenal thing to do.
Yes.
On both parts.
I did too, but I also thought they could have picked a better fucking city. Because to me, the ground should have been shaking when that happened.
Where they do that in Philly? I thought
Boston.
It was
in Boston. And I felt like
Boston right up the street.
I felt like it was a little lukewarm. I felt like it should have been bigger than that, and Lord knows should have dropped.
It's because you gotta understand, Drake fans are extremely like real loyal.
Yeah.
So it would have worked in Philly, but Philly was only city. But you know, with that nigga there, like it's like people still didn't know what to think. People were so loyal to Drake when it came up. Niggas probably had to side.
The double cross was coming.
Niggas was ready, right? It was like a wrestling match when Stone Cold come out, and you ain't know what was gonna happen. You ain't know if the corporate rock was gonna hit him with
the corporate rock.
You ain't know if corporate rock was gonna hit him with the rock bottom and the people's elbow right there. 'Cause the stage was flat like a wrestling ring. You didn't know what was happening.
True.
So you just did not know. But yeah, I thought it was dope. You know, Meek came up to the stage and rocked this shit. They hugged. They cool again. I'm with that.
Now we just waiting on some new Meek music.
Also, we didn't address my man Jacquees. His remix to LMA Trip got taken down, which was better than hers. No debate, but
better.
Got taken down. The record label was into it. They said DJ Mustard copped the police said she didn't do it. They said he tried to profit off of it. So I want to give a music industry view of that.
Go ahead.
Because it's some shit about it. So he technically did not try to profit off of it. He didn't list the song for sale. The song
was on
Apple
SoundCloud.
Music, Spotify. It was on SoundCloud. It was on YouTube. However, one thing that we know now is this. Not Spotify, but SoundCloud actually has paid music on there. Yep. So you can go to SoundCloud and you can get the same shit you can get on Spotify if you pay money.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So if you search somebody's name, it'll show you what's there, but it'll say what you can or can't play.
Okay.
So SoundCloud is now a monetized platform.
Nice.
Same thing with YouTube. People viewing your video, you gonna get paid. His video I think got like 3 million views in about 2 days.
Cause the shit cold though.
Yeah, so he was overseas on his tour. He made a video. So I say all that to say this: it damn near ain't no free platforms. So if I put it up here, and this is just what's happening, it's like, granted, Jacquees not about to make a bunch of money off this song.
But if you make $5.
So, but essentially to me, here's what they should have done. These are old rules, but this is real rules. So, why Diddy used to do so many remixes with the same beat? Because if you remix a song with the same beat and that song goes out to the radio stations, the BDS system they use to track the spins, track them as all one song. So if you use the same beat, so like say Special Delivery, the Special Delivery remix with everybody on it, when it goes to the BDS, they just look at it like, damn, people playing the fuck out this Special Delivery record. So it's like,
let's go, Puff.
You might as well should have told him like, yo, kid, we even help you press this up and get this out to the radio stations. You get a little fame, more fame than you have, and we get to reap the benefits. It is what it is. You get to book a few more shows. Hell, we may bring you out for a few dates on the LMA tour.
Yeah.
But the record label wasn't with it. DJ Mustard pussy ass wasn't feeling it.
So my thing is though, you kind of making him a martyr,
right?
With that, when you say we gonna crush this all, now everybody wanna know. If I never heard it, I'm like, I want to hear it.
Because that's exactly what happened.
I want to hear it. What's going on? What's going on? Why they had to take this down? Is it that cold? And to me, I'm a Jacquees fan. I feel like 4275 had one of the best R&B albums this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people say they hate his voice or whatever. I fuck with him.
I fuck with him.
Like,
Because people praise a lot of worse people's voice, so you can't even.
Joe,
to me.
Joe. I like, as far as R&B complete albums, the man got one. Anytime you can throw Jagged Edge on an album,
Right.
and it sound good in 2018, he did his thing, man. So I got to give Shorty his credit, man. But that taking it off, that probably get him more fame because I'll be on the man Insta story, and I just seen him have like 2 shows in one night.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, get your money.
He's getting the money.
Like,
if you go to his post, he got an IG post where he got him singing the song in the video that's still up. And if you go to that post right now, it's so many people under there, like known people, like celebrities and known little random. The Instagram models are like, yo, can you email me the song? Like, so another thing I do want to add, I gotta add this. So I saw J. Cole in concert recently, and I've seen J. Cole before. The one thing I will say about J. Cole is this: he moved up on my list of people to see in concert. He's surpassed Drake.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Because in concert, so here's my people that I feel like I have to see. This is not excluding like the legends. You got to see the legends. So this is like Jay-Z, Beyonce, the legends. You got to see them. But the people who are on that list, who like right now currently making music, I feel like I have to see Kendrick because Kendrick a monster.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say is Kendrick is a monster. He puts on a great show. It's a lot that goes into it. His rapping performance, like his breath control and everything, is so on point. It's scary. Cole did not miss a bar. Like not one bar off from all the songs he did on his album. And if y'all listen to Cole, the first song on his album, this right here, you call the flip, that song, he rapped that, and then remember that verse where the second verse he rapped so fast. I made a few million like my last name was Shady, like that shit. So he got in a stance with that. He did his shoulders like this, and was just going back and forth, and just spit it all like none bar. No backup vocals through the whole show. No backup vocals for a hook. No hype man. No nothing.
And see, Cole the type of person, I told y'all he big fundamental. That's why I call him big fundamental. Because that's him. I can see him doing that. No gimmicks, no extra cheat codes. Y'all came to see J. Cole, y'all go see J. Cole.
Right.
And I feel like that's him because that's the type of person he is. Like, y'all go get me ready, y'all like it or not. Rough and rugged.
One thing I'll throw out there, so if y'all, like I said, Tidal, I'm not getting paid by Tidal, but if you got Tidal X, so Tidal, if you go to the page of your artist, so you go to J. Cole, there's a Made in America performance of J. Cole from I think 2017 of him performing at Made in America, headlining in the rain. And he come out there. That was when he was doing the tour where it was like the jail setting where like he comes out and you see him like in behind bars and all the sheriffs come and let him out the jail to perform, and it's raining like cats and dogs, and that nigga just going his dreads getting away.
And this was on
off.
what?
That's on Tidal.
Okay.
So Tidal, Made in America.
Okay.
So yeah, he just moved up my list, man. Thoroughly impressed. Like, of course, me and Drake are still, me and Drake. But simpatico.
I know Ann ain't never really been to no concerts, but do you have favorites, Dion? Like a top 3 favorite rappers to go see in concert?
Yeah, Kendrick.
Okay.
Kendrick is, like I said, Kendrick is a monster. A Kendrick solo show, first off, you forget how his actually rapping is in concert. Cause like he did DNA in concert, and when I saw that, like, after that breakdown, this is the gotcha. Like he was just, I can just imagine him. I was like, damn, nigga, shit. He did this with like 2 kung fu ninjas on stage the whole time. It's like this was just weird out, but yeah. So like him, still. Like I said, him, J. Cole is number 2. Drake is still number 3, but the thing about Drake is this, as much as I like Drake, Drake is just going to hit you over the head with the hits and the hits. But Drake is not a passionate person when it comes to concerts.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas I look at Cole doing songs, it's like emotional and stuff like that. It's like okay, I feel some emotion. Sometimes with Kendrick, I feel like he's showing me some emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Drake is like, I'm about to give you these hits, nigga.
Right.
And I'm going to just serve these hits. The one thing I do like about Drake in concert that I'll tell you, I do like about Drake in concert is this. He's my number 3 because of this. He's so excited for the other people performing more than himself. It's like next level. Like, he was so excited when Future, like when him and Future did they tour. Like when Future came up to do Grammys, that was the most excited he was in the whole show. Like Future came to that stage and he turned into a fan. I was like, damn,
the first
okay.
time I heard Grammys, oh my god!
Listen, I'm listening to that on the way home.
Because Future verse on that.
Because I tell you this, I do hope he go on another tour soon, but I want him to bring Lil Baby as the opening act. Drake, Lil Baby, Gunna, Block Boy JB.
Black Boy JB. Black Boy JB.
Take it, fuck these niggas up.
On the real. So, it's them two little niggas like the hottest niggas right now. Lil Baby and Gunna.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gunna. I just think he's just a thug underling. Like Thug just took him under his wing. Yeah.
Lil Baby got some introspective lyrics on this album, which is funny because he was talking about how, like, you know, his mother was so scared because she knew he was thugging. But she also wasn't too scared because she knew all the niggas he was thugging with, and they was all thugging together. I was like, that ties back in the answer. Hey, you gotta know your people friends. It's like, you know what? I know them niggas ain't all in the right, but guess what? As long as they all together,
yeah, and they got some common sense that floats around. They
ain't nobody gonna fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, fellas? Anything you want to add?
Shout out to Clifford Harris, Dime Trap. Wasn't a classic. Wasn't the greatest album, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It's better than Carter 5. If people want to disagree with me, you're wrong. Whatever. Shout out to T.I.
Okay. I'm going to check it out. I haven't listened yet.
I don't know if I got any new music.
You know what? I do. Let me reiterate something I put on Instagram, and I mean this. This is from the heart. Fellas, if you want a stress-free cuffing season, stress-free,
yeah,
just easy breezy, just dealing with a girl that's pleasant, nice, and gonna appreciate your time. Do not. I repeat, do not go get you a girl with no stomach. Don't go get you a girl with abs. Don't go get you a girl who all her shirts cut off.
And why is that, Dion?
Listen, let me tell you something about people who appreciate other people and people who appreciate their time.
Yes.
I mean, it's what it really is though. It's just natural. Listen, if a girl ain't got no stomach, she probably been on Instagram all summer. Talking about gains and working out, and you see my progress.
Smoothies and shit.
Right, smoothies. If you see under her picture, look at her comments, look at the likes. It's like all types of niggas in the likes.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I know a girl that's like literally like, I call her a trap because she like super bad, right? But she literally a hood booger. But she got a little popularity. She ain't got no stomach. She be jiggling that booty on the internet. I go on her live, right? And I'm like, she a little hood booger. It's going to be a bunch of, thirsty niggas in here. That's what it attracts.
Right.
I'm looking in there, and I see the initials pop up of a username. It says AB with a blue check. AB, that's not Adrian Bronner. That's Antonio Brown, the best receiver in the NFL. Highly paid. Missing no meals.
No meals being missed.
Could feed the whole city of Pittsburgh where he plays.
But on this
AB is in there like
life.
me. So I'm telling you, if you want just a pleasant time, fellas, go find you somebody with a pudge, some little chubby, cute girl. Don't go looking for no abs, no stomachs. If she just got her abs etched, run the other way. Run, don't walk. Even if she pursuing you, go the other way. Go find you a girl with a cute face that got some little chubbiness to her cheeks. Cute, you know, it don't matter. Just don't do it. If she better at least have a love handle.
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, another thing, these other girls who just don't have no stomach, a lot of them don't have jobs. They don't work.
Yes.
They just out here. That's all they got is a stomach and empty bank accounts. You know, abs and empty bank accounts draining you for your money. Don't do it, fellas.
If she got a love handle this winter, there's a crock pot nearby.
A love handle, a pudge, or just chubby. Just do it. I promise
back
you,
roll.
man. Right, a little back roll.
Yes.
Do it. That don't mean she lacking the other places. I'm telling you, she will hold you down this winter season. Just do it, fellas. Do it.
Yes. Solid advice from the sensei.
As usual.
In Sensei's corner.
Hey,
As usual.
I ain't steered you wrong yet.
Man. And, you know, this ties back to what I've always said, Dion, that, you know, summer is cool, but like moves can definitely be made in the fall and winter.
Yeah, because those options kind of, you know, dribble up. You know, and it won't be as many.
And, you know, for women who like to keep appearance and whatever, it's a little bit easier to hold. Because everybody, you ain't outside. All you doing is sending messages.
Hey, listen, because ain't no more day parties.
Ain't no more day
Ain't
parties.
no more day parties.
Just a couple left. After Thanksgiving, it's shut down till St. Patty's Day.
Listen, let me tell you something about what you just said. The thing about this season too that you got to look up, because a lot of people look at this like cuffing season, and it is. Mm-hmm. But if you snatch the right one right now, if you snatch a girl that's cute, chubby, I'm saying, listen, follow me. You know, and trust me, I'm not saying this to put anybody down, to body shame anybody. I'm just giving you,
because we all working with guts over here.
Everybody over here is out of control.
Yes.
So if you look up and you snatch your girl and she cute, and you do her right through this winter, and you maintain your level of effort and consistency, fellas, through the spring, by the time summer come around, you gonna realize I got something. And I'm telling you this, she gonna want to get in the gym to show you her thanks. She gonna be like, man, I'm about to show this nigga I got the juice. Yeah. And also, you know, it's other intangibles that I can't talk about on the show.
But just know.
Just know.
Oh man, I feel like already like some woman is gonna hit me upset, because women was upset on Instagram that I said this, and they themselves, but most of it was support, but it was a few people like I'm like, what? Like you got a punch, you got just be happy I put you on. Fresh, don't laugh at me like that. Anywho, man. No foreplay. Thank you for listening. That's a creep laugh.
That's definitely a creep laugh.
That's a creep laugh. No foreplay. Thank y'all for listening.
Thank y'all so very much, and to our fans out there, thanks for the patience with us. You know, thanks for the patience. I know you've been wondering. You need that fix when your forearm get to shaking and shivering. You get that itch. Just tap it. We'll be there. Don't worry, we're coming.
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna end this show like this. We're not gonna be specific, but our thoughts are definitely with one of our listeners.
Yes.
One of our dedicated listeners and attendee of our Insecure Hangout.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely our thoughts are with
Thoughts
her.
and prayers with her.
Prayers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
Much love.
no foreplay.
We out.
We out.
No foreplay.